Hello everybody, welcome back. Misfits podcast.
Misfits.
We're back again.
Back.
Are you sick of us yet?
Yep.
Some of you are, I know that. Anyway, no F1 this weekend again.
Nope.
Quiet weekend for us. Kind of glad to not have any F1, if I'm being honest. 2 boring races back to back.
We've got 3 coming up, haven't we? So
Yep, get some rest in.
yeah, if it's a Red Bull dominance again, just let's hope for some rain.
Yep, something. Or for something.
Anything.
Anyway.
Just somebody do something.
Yeah. Just do something, please. Anyone. So, do you want to tell everybody what we're doing today?
So we're going to review the 2007 season, which, as many might know by now, was my first season. For me, this era was the pinnacle of F1. You know, they had refueling, the cars looked like they came straight out of Star Wars. You've never seen this season, but I'm going to be your mentor, I guess, for this season. We'll guide you through it. But just a bit of a disclaimer, my memories of this season are heavily geared towards Alonso. I see it completely from Alonso's perspective. My brain's just been hardwired that way, but I promise, doing this review, I will do my best to remain unbiased.
Appreciate it, mate.
A quick overview of the pre-season first, just to get you up to speed. As you probably know, Alonso switched teams from Renault to McLaren after Ron Dennis swooned him into leaving Renault. Although by the end of 2006, it was clear that Renault's decline had already begun. They started off the season pretty well, or very well, but through development, they nearly got caught up. They nearly cost him the championship. And then at the same time, MTC had just been built, so McLaren, it was clear that they was on the up. So weirdly, it was a very, very good career move for Alonso, but as we're about to find out, it all went tits up.
Yep.
Also, this season is the first season in a while without a certain Michael Schumacher, the legend himself.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
He was still knocking about a bit in the Ferrari garage. I think he was trying to keep his eye in a little bit still. But yeah, it's slightly strange. I've watched the 2005, well, to be fair, I've watched 2003, 4, 5, 6, all the reviews, and you can feel his absence a little bit on this one.
Yes, and for a big miss from this season.
Plus,
I'm excited.
Plus Renault's livery was absolutely shite that season.
Yeah, ruined it, didn't they? Big time.
ING. Then Alonso was partnered by a certain Lewis Hamilton, as you're about to find out. As you probably know, drove, the greatest rookie season of all time.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was probably one of the greatest seasons ever drove. Honestly, it was incredible. And I'm not Lewis Hamilton biased in the slightest, as you know. People always say that he had a lot of testing, and yeah, he did, but they all did back then. I remember, I think he drove the 2006 car more than the 2007. I know for a fact that Alonso and Hamilton had pretty much similar time in the 2007 car in pre-season, so that's not an excuse. And then Kimi switched from McLaren to Ferrari. Although looking back, I wish Alonso went to Ferrari instead back then, but hey ho. So any questions so far?
No, I'm excited, looking forward to this one. We're also delighted to say we've got a sponsor for this episode, which is exciting. Stick around through the podcast and we'll tell you a bit more about it later on and how you can win a great prize.
So we're going down to Melbourne, your neck of the woods.
Yep.
First race. Yeah?
Yep.
Got Kimi on pole. Alonso, decent second. Good old Nicky, pain in my backside that season, third. Hamilton fourth. Massa is down in 22nd. I think he had some issues in quali. Down into the first corner. I'm sick of seeing this. Hamilton did Alonso. I did say I'll do this unbiasedly, but it was just by pure luck. Alonso got squeezed up the inside. Hamilton was just on the outside. Took his chance, to be fair. Took it well. Got past Alonso into second place. So then Eidbelt was splitting the two McLarens. Kimi just drove off nicely into the distance. It stayed that way for pretty much. Them races back then, there wasn't that much overtaking.
Yeah.
Because we all just waited until pit stops to make the moves. What F1 misses now as well is during quali, you had surprises because you had some cars who just like went ridiculously light on fuel.
Yeah.
And then I remember it was always exciting because that evening after quali, they like released the fuel loads, so you could tell like what strategies they were on, who were going longer on first stint. But you don't have that anymore.
Yeah, that's quite cool actually.
Yeah, because whoever qualifies fastest is the fastest. They'll just drive away. I know it was similar-ish back then, but you had. I remember in like 2008, 2009 when Alonso went back to Renault. Like he always used to like under fuel in quali, and he got up there. It just I don't know, just mixed it up a bit. Anyway,
no, I like that. And then so we had the BMW Sauers up there, didn't they? They were
good that season.
Good car. We had the Hondas, the Earth car. If anyone can remember the Earth car.
People don't like. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool idea.
These cars are just so cool.
Yeah.
Unbelievably cool.
Jenson Button in the field, of course, before he won his title.
Do you think these are the best looking? I think they're the best looking cars. Do you?
Yeah, I think they do.
Ever?
Not sure. I do like
it?
the sort of late 90s cars.
Really?
Like the low noses, a bit more simple. But I must admit, these look a lot faster.
They just look like from Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, this race it pretty much stayed that way. You had Massa coming back through the field. You had Christian Albers. I remember. When I watched the review, he just literally drove about 50 miles an hour too fast into a corner, smashed into a barrier.
Your pick.
Yeah, that's why I was in my dream team, because I love a driver that creates a bit of chaos. First stops, Hamilton stayed in front of Alonso. Like I said, Kimi just off gallivanting in the distance.
Yeah.
It was at the second stops when Alonso got Hamilton because he ran longer on his second stint. Got him in the pit stops, got up in second place, but Hamilton, decent podium to begin with. His consistency this season is just a joke. And then I think it was Eidvelt fourth.
Yeah, I think Massa come back up to fifth, I think.
Yeah.
What we just watched, 20 seconds of fifth in without DRS.
Yeah, Ferrari coming into the season, everyone knew that Ferrari was the fastest car, but McLaren was getting there. I always remember that on the tracks where mechanical grip is important, like Monaco, slow speed, McLaren was a joke. But high speed, straight line speed, yeah. I guess Ferrari then was a bit like Red Bull now.
Yeah.
And then the McLaren, I guess if you had to compare it, it's a bit like Aston Martin. Everyone knows it's got that slow speed, but high speed, yeah. But yeah, Kimi won, Alonso second, Hamilton third for Melbourne.
Very good. Kimi takes another lead in the championship. My driver from the championship pick. If you've all watched that last episode, I highly recommend it.
I can't believe you picked Kimi.
I was just proving you're right. So
one race.
So race 2, Malaysia. What a track, by the way. How we don't race here anymore is beyond me.
Yeah,
love the track. So what happened, El?
Just quickly, is that the one track you'd have back?
Oh yeah, Sepang. I love Sepang.
I don't know what I'd have back. I like Turkey's good.
Yeah, Turkey or Sepang. Turkey's class actually.
But yeah, Massa got pole. Alonso second. This season is just dominated by McLaren versus Ferrari, mainly McLaren versus McLaren, as we get into it. And then you had just BMWs were just like an annoying little brother, always having a little chirp about McLaren and Ferrari. But it seemed to be, I'll talk about it later, but it just seemed to be Eidvelt Alonso.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alonso got Massa into turn 1. I don't know what Ferraris were doing, we've just seen it, but they let Hamilton pass in second. But if you watch the season review, it's just basically an entire race. Ferrari's trying to get past Hamilton, and Hamilton being like, nah, no thanks. And pretty much stayed that way. Alonso dominated that race, to be fair.
Yep, so 1-1, Alonso, Raikkonen, season's tight.
Alonso's got championship lead here. At this point, you're thinking, right, reigning champ, come second, come first, championship lead, McLaren's looking a little bit better. He's got edge on Hamilton. Should be a triple champ. And that's why it's so frustrating watching the season back. I don't know why you've made me do it.
Right, on to round 3. Bahrain. In the sun, not at night time.
Yeah, true. Massa pole. Hamilton second. Mr. Consistency at this point. This race, well, just watching it back, but I do remember watching it live and just thinking, where is Alonso's pace? And I had belts on it. Kubica's a little bit missing at this point as well. But yeah, Massa, I wouldn't say won comfortably because Hamilton kept him on his toes, but yeah, from my perspective, when I think of Bahrain 2007, I just think 5th, and I think why, how. It's such an un-Alonso race to see him like struggle so much, but it says now Alonso that he struggled with the Bridgestone tyres.
Yeah, beat by Nick Heidfeld in it that race. Looks like Massa and Hamilton just run away with it. Massa looks on fire at this point in the season. Raikkonen's had an okay race.
Yeah, he's
not
gone missing a little bit after Australia, but it's all about Massa's coming back into it. Hamilton's Mr. Consistency. Alonso's, it's only been one off race to be fair, so we'll let him off. Kimi is there, but you've got a potential 4-way battle for the title. Yeah,
it's class.
Can you imagine saying that in 2023?
No, not really. So then we're on to Spain. So we've got Massa leading the championship.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, no, actually you're right. I forgot about that. Technically he's leading it, but technically it's also a 3-way tie. So
how's he technically leading it? What do you mean by technically?
I don't know. It just seems right, doesn't it? Yeah. So we've got Alonso,
Raikkonen,
Hamilton, all joint.
You can't get Massa out of your head.
I know. Love Massa, me. So yeah,
I think he's your second favourite driver.
No, not quite. Helmut Marko is.
So yeah,
we've got 3-way scrap at the top.
Yep. Spain, Massa next. Pole, 3 poles in a row for Big Massa.
Yeah. On fire.
Alonso second, trying to sort himself out after an abysmal Bahrain performance. Tries to get Massa into turn 1 round the outside. Back then, they had gravel on the outside, not the tarmac like they do now. Gave it a go. Massa squeezed him as you would. Put Alonso on the gravel. Dropped him to fourth. Managed to get Raikkonen because Raikkonen broke down.
First retirement from the top 4, weren't it?
Sorry to keep repeating myself, but it's Massa and Hamilton like Bahrain. Hamilton just missed the consistency again.
Yeah, Hamilton's consistent. Massa's on fire. Raikkonen, first retirement for the big top 4. Not good for his championship hopes, and
it's the Grand Slam for Felipe.
Yeah,
pole, fastest lap, race win. Is in the championship battle.
Yeah, it's on. Right, round 5 coming next, Monaco. So Monaco, Hamilton's taken the lead of the championship after coming second in Barcelona. McLaren look like the favourites in Monaco, don't they, El?
Yep, well, we've just watched the review, the race highlights. I just want to get your thoughts before I speak. I prefer not to speak.
So yeah, the race was an interesting race. Raikkonen mistaking quali puts him down in 12th again. Another shock for his title hopes. No Massa pole. We've got Alonso pole. Hamilton second after Hamilton crashed in practice on Saturday morning. They jump off the start. Alonso keeps hold of first place. Hamilton's behind him, but Hamilton's got more fuel, so he drops off him. I think the strategy for McLaren was if there's a safety car, it'll benefit Lewis because Lewis is going longer. But there was a crash. Antonio Liuzzi, there was a crash, but no safety car. So
how did safety car not come out there?
No, I don't know. A big crash as well, just at top Casino. But yeah, then the strategy was hold stations. Alonso came out, it was still in front from the strategy. Ron Dennis came on the radio and said, look, let's stop pushing each other, guys. Let's sort of finish 1-2. You could tell by watching it how fast they go through that swimming pool section. It's ridiculous. You could tell they both wanted to win that race so much.
Yeah. This was the spark that ignited the Alonso-Hamilton rivalry for years to come. Hamilton was on a 1-stop, Alonso 2-stop, which basically meant Hamilton was probably faster. As you could tell, at the end it was faster, but I think even though Ron Dennis said they're not playing a team game, I think they wanted to protect Alonso's integrity a bit, yeah. Hamilton could have, should have, would have won that race. But Alonso had it. Hamilton was pissed off. But yeah, I winced a little bit watching that because I just can't help but feel like, did Alonso win it fair and square? I don't know. A win's a win.
Yeah, but you also got to think, if Lewis was allowed to attack, could he got it done? I mean, it's Monaco.
No, I mean, Alonso would have, well, if Hamilton's behind, then he wouldn't have won him. He wouldn't have got past. But on strategy, he probably should have. I don't know. When I watch that back, I always wince a little bit. Alonso's very good at Monaco. Obviously, Hamilton is too, but I just think they're just so evenly matched.
Yeah.
You'll see. It's crazy. But Hamilton's a rookie. Alonso's champion.
Yeah, you actually forget that Hamilton's a rookie in this season. He's driving that well. But yeah, so we got another championship leader swap. Alonso now jumps to the top.
No, Hamilton's still top.
Is it? Oh, right. Okay.
It's that close. It's hard. I know. Yeah, it's hard to keep up. It's
up and down. But yeah, Hamilton's still in the lead of the championship. Massa come third.
Yeah, nothing he could do, is there?
Raikkonen.
Massa's doing well at the minute.
Yeah, Massa's doing well. Raikkonen's dropped off a bit after his fast start, and then so we're on to round 6 next in Canada.
Yeah, this is where it starts to go downhill. I don't want to watch this.
Well, we're gonna have to. So get a cup of tea and grin and bear it, mate. Right, so round 6, we're in Canada, and it's a tale of two stories, really. Canada, McLaren,
shocking,
absolutely on fire. Take 1-2, and I think this is where you see the first glimpse of Hamilton's.
Alonso's
rattled, and Hamilton's talent. Hamilton's first pole in F1 by half a second beats Alonso.
Mental, wow.
In the race, Hamilton pretty much just controlled the whole thing.
He's a beast. It's frustrating. He's a beast, Hamilton.
No one could even get anywhere near him this weekend. It was ridiculous. And then, on the other hand, I mean, I'll just tell you now, while we was watching those highlights, Elliot did actually leave the room. Alonso had an absolute nightmare. I'll leave him to tell you about it.
Yeah, do I have to?
Yeah, you do, mate. You do. The people want to know.
Right, turn 1 has gone for it. I think he knows Hamilton's faster. Gone for broke into turn 1, runs wide across the grass, cost himself 2 or 3 positions. Didn't really have much pace after that. Safety car comes out when Suttle has a massive crash. He pits during the safety car. Back then, you couldn't do that. If you did, such a stupid rule that, thinking about it.
Yeah.
What if a car's running out of fuel and we've got no choice?
Strange.
Anyway, gets himself a stop-go penalty. Comes back out, runs wide again into turn 1. That happens later on again, and then just to top it off, I think he's down in 6th. Like you said, I left the room at this point, but I just heard it that Takuma Sato overtook him in a Super Aguri.
Yeah.
In all the time I've been watching Alonso, I've never seen a worse race. I mean, I know most drivers have off races. It's happened to them all. Hamilton, Alonso, Raikkonen, Vettel, Verstappen. But from when I've been watching him, you've been watching him since 2012, he always seems on it, but you can tell he's just proper rattled. Hamilton's really got under his skin.
No, I mean, I sat watching those highlights and I just kept glancing over at Elliot and just laughing, saying, what an absolute shocker. I've never seen that side of Alonso. But more about the general race. It was an absolute crazy race, isn't it? I mean, I recommend going back, and if you've got time, to go and watch the highlights from this race. There was crashes. I mean, there's people lining up in the pit lane. The pit lane shut while people are in it, and they're going through red flags. Massa gets disqualified.
I love it back then.
Massa comes in for a pit stop.
Gets disqualified
for coming out of the pits because the pits were shut. so he gets disqualified. Kubica sees that the red light's on, so he stops. Everyone else has to slam on behind him, and then the Kubica crash. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, but wow, that is. I think that's the biggest crash I think I've ever seen in F1. We've just been watching the highlights then, and he said over 70 Gs of impact force that Kubica took, and he was like mid-air when he hit the wall. It's crazy.
You can see his legs dangling out, his feet dangling out.
Yeah, it's so scary, and how he came away with that with no injuries is an absolute miracle. But yeah, crazy race. Hamilton on fire. Alonso shocker. Massa disqualified. Raikkonen, where did Raikkonen finish? Not on the podium.
No, you've got Hamilton. Eidveld again. What did I tell you about Eidveld? It was so good this season.
Yeah.
Then Alexander Wirtz.
Alexander Wirtz on the podium. So yeah, massive shake-up. Hamilton extends his lead.
I think he's got a decent lead at this point.
Yeah.
Massa disqualified. Raikkonen nowhere. Alonso nowhere. Oh.
Yeah.
Next.
Right, round 7 coming up.
Right, we're off to Indianapolis, America. Remember in Monaco when I said there's a spark between Alonso and Hamilton?
I do.
Well, that's become a little bit of a flame now.
Yeah.
As we've just seen, Alonso tries to get on a bit of a, what did James Allen say, a warpath.
Yeah.
But Lewis has got him covered. It must be so frustrating for him. The champ.
Yeah. So Lewis's second win of his career, 1 week after his first, puts on another brilliant display, really. Doesn't let Alonso past. Alonso uses all his experience but can't get past him. McLaren look comfortably the best car. Third place for Massa. Kimi fourth. Ferrari look like they're dropping off. Massa's dropping back. Kimi's dropping back. Hamilton extends his lead from 8 to now 10, will it be?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So Hamilton extends his lead again, and that's equivalent to like a 25 point gap now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
10 points for a win. It's 25 now, so
And
Hamilton's massively in control.
And Spen, we've got a certain Sebastian Vettel with a point on his debut.
Oh yeah,
in 8th place.
Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah,
good old young Seb.
Yeah, taking Kubica's seat for the race because he was injured. Yeah, young Seb. Forgot about that. Nice shout. Right, so round 8, we're going to Magny-Cours, and it's a good one. So we've got the Ferraris, massive comeback for the Ferraris. It's a 1-2.
They're back. They are back.
Kimi second, Massa on pole, 4th of the season. McLaren 3 and 4.
Yeah, gearbox problems for Alonso.
Yeah, gearbox problems for Alonso.
Couldn't do a lap in Q3.
So, and we were just watching the race, and yeah, Ferrari walked away with it pretty much. Yeah. Raikkonen jumped Massa after the pit stops, and that was it pretty much. I think they beat Hamilton in 3rd by about 30 seconds, I think he said. So yeah, big upturn for Ferrari.
Yeah, but more importantly, Hamilton's on the podium again.
Yeah, yeah, can't keep him off it at this point.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah,
it's been on podium every race.
Yeah. Yeah. What a season. So yeah,
told you it were good. And Alonso, by the way, where did they come? And go up to 7th.
Ouch. So yeah, Alonso jumping back further and further off Hamilton.
Let's go on to let's go back to 2006.
Yeah, maybe next time. Right, let's go into round 9. Right, so round 9, we're at our home race, Silverstone. We've got Hamilton on pole, another excellent quali from him, followed by Raikkonen. Then is it Massa, Alonso?
No, Alonso's 3rd, but there's an asterisk on Hamilton's pole here. It was short of fuel.
Interesting.
To be fair, this was a bloody brilliant race.
Yeah.
Raikkonen, Hamilton, Alonso all in mix for the race win.
Yeah, so we've just watched the replays. Hamilton takes off from the start. Raikkonen follows him from Alonso. Builds a gap, but mistaking a pit stop lets Raikkonen go through. Raikkonen does a good middle sector, goes long, middle stint and goes long. So does Alonso. Alonso did a long first stint, so he ends up overcutting both of them, both Hamilton and Raikkonen, to take the lead.
Yeah, good first stint from Big Alonso.
But then the second stint, Raikkonen takes back the lead.
Keeps it, doesn't he?
Yeah, never looks back. So
2 wins in a row for Kimi is back in it.
Yeah, back in it, and Ferrari look a lot quicker. So the podium is Kimi from Alonso, and then Hamilton on the podium again.
Shock.
But the Ferraris are closing the gap down, and McLaren don't look
Massa, by the
invincible.
way. I know, where were Massa?
Yeah, Massa's
It's so weird this season now, just drivers, apart from Hamilton, just randomly go missing.
Yeah, so I think at this point as well, Raikkonen actually overtakes Massa in the championship as well. So it's Hamilton with a massive lead over Alonso, and then closely followed by Raikkonen.
Yeah.
And that's the halfway point of the season. So second half of the season is coming right up.
We're interrupting ourselves for an announcement. We've teamed up with Formula Neon to form an exciting collaboration.
We have, El. We've teamed up with Formula Neon. They offer individualised wall and desktop track lights, each controlled with a remote to choose your desired colour. We've got a giveaway lined up in the very near future. We'll be giving out a neon-lighted Silverstone track, perfect for any desk or room. We'll be announcing more details on our socials in the coming weeks, but for now, go check out their website and drop them a follow. Right, so we're heading to Germany, the Nürburgring.
European Grand Prix.
Yeah, European Grand Prix at the time. So in qualifying, we got another Raikkonen pole, his first since Australia. He's at a bit of form this point of the season, I think. Followed by Alonso and then Massa. Hamilton had a massive crash in quali. I think it's still Hamilton's probably his biggest ever crash, isn't it? Really?
Ooh.
I'm sure it's still Hamilton's biggest ever crash. He going up the hill. I think he had a loose wheel nut, punctured his tyre. He was going around a really fast left-hander and just straight into the barrier. Got carried off on a stretcher.
His worst ever crash.
Yeah, he's not had many big ones. Hamilton.
No, might be, to be fair.
Yeah, so Hamilton started down in 10th.
Hamilton makes up 4 positions down into turn 1. But then Kubica and Heidfeld get together. Very, very unlucky, but they tap Hamilton, give him a puncture. And then, as we saw at the start of the race, Marcus Winkelhock, one of the best drivers of all time, in my dream team, pits for wets. The track's bone dry.
Yeah, there's literally not one single raindrop, and he comes into the pits for full wet tyres. Crazy.
And then that very lap, it starts absolutely chucking it down.
Yeah.
Cars going off left, right, and centre.
What is it? 6 cars in the gravel trap off the first corner.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Hamilton, Rosberg, everybody was in there.
But it's horrible when tractor's on track though.
Yeah, it was scary that Liuzzi actually hit the tractor. Thankfully, he was going slowly. But yeah, that's. I don't know how they didn't see the danger of that.
Hamilton, the cheat, keeping his engine on.
Yeah, Hamilton managed to keep his engine going. Tractor lifted him up while he was still in the car, put him back on the track, and off he went.
Yeah. And then, red flag. We go again. Marcus Winkelhock
on pole. Marcus Winkelhock in the spiker on pole.
Leads away, gets done into turn 1 or 2 by Massa and Alonso. He drops like a stone from there. Then it's just all about Alonso versus Massa.
Yeah, I think where Kimi went. So when the rain came down, Kimi tried to pit, and because he was on slick tyres, he actually slipped out of the pit lane onto the track, so he couldn't pit. He slipped out of the pit lane, so he ended up being nowhere. And it's straight fight between Massa and Alonso.
Alonso does a wonderful move round the outside, have a little bit of contact. I always remember them two having a bit of an argument after the race.
Yeah.
So it's so petty between them. But yeah, it's another win for Alonso, first one since Monaco, and my boy's back in it.
Yeah. So yeah, things are definitely heating up. I love this season how you look at pole positions in the win. It's always the same 4 drivers, but in what order it's anyone's guess. And Hamilton not on the podium. It's Mark Webber. Mark Webber on the podium.
Did Hamilton get a point? Let me double check.
It'd have been a good race if he did. I think he was a lap down.
Came 9th.
Yeah. So not great for his title hopes, but yeah, so moving on.
Alonso gains 10 points to Hamilton there.
Wow. Fight on. Right, round 11, Hungary, coming up.
Spen,
Yes, mate.
it gets tasty. Very tasty.
Yeah, so we've just watched the highlights and Spygate. Spygate's happened. So for those of you who aren't quite sure, what happened is some Ferrari documents were printed off at a local print station, like a local print shop in England, and handed over to the chief technical director of McLaren. Don't know how that happened. Whoopsie daisies.
just a random mistake, and it could happen to anyone.
Yeah, very easily to make. But yeah, so they go to the courts. Obviously, Ferrari aren't happy.
They get away with it, don't they?
Yeah, McLaren get found to it's insufficient evidence that they've actually used the technical information that was stolen from Ferrari.
Until a certain Spanish guy, or two Spanish guys, threaten Ron Dennis.
Yeah, it gets very heated from here on out, I think, is the right word.
Yeah.
So, Hungary. Well, I'll let you start off by telling the story of qualifying, Elliot. What happened there?
It's so funny, this. So basically, Hamilton's instructed to let Alonso past. Hamilton doesn't. Don't know why. So they get to the pit stops to refuel for the final run. Alonso comes in first. Lift for lollipop up. Alonso's instructed to go, but for some reason he waits about 10 seconds. And you've got to give it him here, because his engineer's not saying anything to him. How does Alonso know how much time to wait and how much time he can do his lap and also screw over Hamilton?
Yeah.
Cause he ain't got a stopwatch with him. I wonder how he knows, because no one's saying out to him.
Yeah, he's got that instinct, hasn't he? That he knows how to screw people over, Alonso.
Yeah, but it's just like, how does he work out the timing? Anyway, watching that, I wince, laugh.
Sorry, Hamilton fans.
Well, Hamilton, well, he screwed Alonso over as well.
Yeah.
Worked both ways, but Alonso was just more obvious. I don't know how Alonso was expecting to get away with that, but
yeah. So
it's funny.
So Alonso finally leaves the pits. Hamilton gets his tyres changed and comes out as quick as he can. Alonso crosses the line to start his flying lap with about 2 seconds left, and Hamilton doesn't make it.
Ron goes mental.
Yeah, Ron goes absolutely furious. I've just seen on the video there, he grabs an engineer by the arm.
No, it's Alonso's personal trainer.
Yeah, just grabs him by the arm. The personal trainer throws his hands up like, "Whoa, I didn't tell him to do that."
There's that video Alonso walking down paddock just smiling to himself.
Yeah,
he just loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah. So turns out the FIA didn't agree with Alonso's excuse and gave him a 5-second penalty for blocking Hamilton.
He's like a naughty little kid, isn't he?
5-place penalty, sorry, for blocking Hamilton. But yeah, that's where we start the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Alonso, he is the same age as us now.
Yeah, so
ish.
Yeah, 26, 27.
Yeah, he's just like a naughty little kid.
Yeah.
What do you think about him? From a neutral's perspective.
It's entertainment, isn't it?
What do you think? He's a bit of an ass?
Yeah, he's a bit of an ass, but it's funny. Look, at the time, I can imagine fans looking at that and being absolutely furious at him. But looking back, it's so funny to look back on. Maybe not for an Hamilton fan, or maybe not for Hamilton himself, but
it mainly affected Alonso only.
Yeah,
because Hamilton was still second, I think. Did he qualify second? So Alonso got a 5-place penalty, so Hamilton's still on pole. Alonso only screwed himself over.
Yeah.
It just shows. I do love him, but like he tries to screw over other people, and it just backfires on him. But he just carries on doing it anyway. He loves it.
He loves it. He does.
Yeah, into the race.
So in the race, Hamilton starting on pole, makes the most of it, storms off to a win, closely followed by Raikkonen. Good battle between those two. Yeah, Alonso can only work his way up to 4th. Nick Heidfeld on the podium. Great podium from Nick.
He's so good this season, Heidfeld.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about Kubica, but Heidfeld's like beating him comfortably at the minute.
And Massa takes another hit to his title hopes. Started 14th, only got up to 13th, was it? A lap down.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting outclassed by Raikkonen at the minute. Raikkonen's on some top form, but again, so is Hamilton. Takes another win. Increases his lead even further. It's looking all Hamilton, isn't it? Surely.
It was caught your eye so far, apart from Hamilton.
Apart from Hamilton, start of the season, I thought Massa. I didn't realise how well Massa was doing at the start of the season. 3 poles in a row, looked comfortable. But yeah, just took a dip in form. Massa Kimi's got the better of him at the minute. That's right. Next race. So round 12, we go to Turkey. This point of the season,
Class track.
Yeah, I love that track. This point of the season, Hamilton's got a massive lead. Ferrari need to do something. The relationship at McLaren between Alonso and McLaren,
It's gone.
It's completely tattered at this point.
At this point, Alonso knows he's leaving. So he couldn't care less about McLaren. He knows he's off to Renault.
Yeah.
Back to Renault. So.
Yep, so Ferrari need a big race, and that's what they get. Massa takes pole after having a crap race for the last few races. Hamilton second, Raikkonen third, Alonso fourth. Off the start, Massa gets away. Raikkonen jumps Hamilton, and that's pretty much it. Them two run off into the distance.
Them chuffing BMWs get Alonso again.
Yeah, both
Pain in his
BMWs
arse,
jump
though.
Alonso.
I bet he can't stand them BMWs. Every race.
Yeah, Hamilton gets a puncture running in third. He drops out the points. Alonso moves up to third.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think who's had more bad luck, Alonso or Hamilton. Hamilton's about had 2 punctures now. Alonso's had that gearbox problem. Some bad luck self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Fairly even, I guess.
Yeah, so Hamilton takes a bit of a hit to his championship. Both Ferraris 1-2. And at this point of the season, each of the top 4 drivers, so Massa, Alonso, Hamilton and Raikkonen, have all won 3 races each.
So good.
So crazy.
Such a good season.
Yeah, class season. So glad you maybe watched this. Right, round 13 coming up next. I'm excited.
So, we've just watched Monza.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Surprising. I mean, they've talked all season about Ferrari being quickest in a straight line, and then McLaren absolutely blow them out at water, 1-2.
Yeah, good race from Alonso. Hamilton's move on Raikkonen into turn 1.
Yeah, we've just watched that. He must have come from so far back. Yeah. I don't know how he made that stick.
Hamilton's class in this era. He didn't do it anymore. He's more safe these days. Back in the day, he just went for it.
Yeah, he was fearless young kid.
Yeah. Massa broke down, suspension issues, so these seasons are shorter, so he's near enough out of it now.
Yeah, poor. Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Massa. Start of seasons looked so good for him.
He's got next year.
Yeah, got next year where he wins the title. Spoiler alert. That's a story for another day. Yeah, Raikkonen, big crash in quali, had to use the spare car, could only finish third.
Yeah.
McLaren 1-2. Alonso takes a bit of a dig out of Hamilton's lead.
Well, only 2 points in it, but
yeah.
McLaren 1-2 into first, he landed. It's not bad.
Yeah, good race. And then just after Monza, just before Belgium, Spygate. Elliot, tell me about it.
Absolute revelation. Alonso, before the race in Hungary, it comes out that Alonso went to Ron Dennis and threatened him.
Jesus.
Demanded so bad. Demanded number 1 status for the rest of the season. If not, he's going to go to the FIA and basically grass on McLaren and tell them exactly what they've done.
Such an Alonso move.
Ron Dennis is a bit of a player himself, so calls his bluff. He decides to call Max Mosley, the FIA himself, and just basically owns up to it.
Yeah.
So Alonso's threat effectively gets McLaren kicked out of the constructors and £100 million fine.
Yeah. Is it still the biggest fine in sporting history still?
That's Alonso for you.
Yeah.
What is that? Is this causing carnage this season? What is he doing? Just like focus on racing.
Yeah. So it turns out, yeah, like you said, kicked out the constructors. So McLaren don't get any points for the constructors, but both drivers are given immunity. They can carry on their title challenges. Crazy season.
They might make a film about this one day, and can you imagine like Alonso's going to be painted as a proper villain?
Yeah. Well, this and Crashgate, both including Alonso.
Within 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah.
No, he wasn't involved in Crashgate.
No, yeah. No, fair enough. Right, let's finally get on to some more racing. We'll go to Belgium next. See you there. Right, Belgium. Qualifying, another 1-2 for Ferrari. Raikkonen another pole, Massa second, followed by Alonso and Hamilton. Yeah. Ferrari dominated again.
Yeah, Ferrari track.
Track.
Kimi's class here, isn't he?
Yeah, Kimi loves this track. Easy race for him. leads home a 1-2 for Ferrari. Hamilton and Alonso get close at the start. Alonso pushes off Hamilton at turn 1, and then they drive neck and neck through
into Eau Rouge, innit?
into Eau Rouge, yeah.
Sums up the season.
Yeah, Hamilton has to back out. Alonso dive up the inside, fearless, like so scary. And that's pretty much the race. 1-2 for Ferrari. Alonso on the podium leads Hamilton. Hamilton dropping points, and Ferrari are catching.
We're not underselling the race there, but on the highlights it was literally about 20 seconds long.
There is stuff going down back of the field, but it'd take us a good few hours to go through the whole thing, so we're just going to focus on the big four. But yeah, we'll come back and do a bit more on it if you guys like this. But yeah, next race, here we go. So we've just watched the highlights. We're back in Japan for the next round. I've just got one question for you, El. How did Hamilton not win this championship?
It's a joke, innit? He should have done.
So, if you've not guessed by now, Hamilton wins the Japanese Grand Prix next.
It's on fire.
But it's a crazy race. It takes pole from Alonso. Ferrari's 3 and 4 gone a bit backwards. Wet qualifying, wet race. The FIA instructed every driver to start on the wets as a mandatory, full wets as a mandatory tyre. But Ferrari...
Yeah, but didn't get the message, apparently.
Yeah, didn't get the message. How fun is that? So, yeah, Ferraris start on intermediates, Kimi and Massa, and, yeah, immediately regret it.
Karma.
Yeah, karma. Both of them, like, spinning on the first lap. Kimi comes into pits, puts him straight back on the hards, on the full wets. Doesn't stop him spinning, though. He spins out again. Massa's all over the place. Yeah. Yep. Hamilton dominance this race, though, innit?
Yeah, but Alonso could have got a second place. Hamilton's on it, but he should have got a second. But again, on Alonso, like, pressure got to him. Big old crash into the barrier. And that is pretty much the season done. Losing 10 points to Hamilton with only 2 races left.
Yeah. So, big crash for Alonso. Hamilton takes the win. But, more importantly, Kimi Raikkonen crawls back to 3rd, keeps it alive.
Yeah, Kimi and Alonso are still in it, but Massa's out. So 2 races left. Let's see what's in store for us.
Yep, and a big shout out actually to Heikki Kovalainen. Actually, it takes P2 in that race, which is an interesting result. But yeah, Hamilton's got a massive advantage. 2 races left. Surely he can't lose it now, can he? Right, El, we're in China.
Penultimate race. Hamilton pole. All he needs to do is come second, and it's his.
Yeah.
He's got the title in his rookie season.
12 points clear, 2 races to go. It's equivalent to about a 30-point gap with a point system now. 30 points, 2 races to go. Pretty much impossible for him to lose it at this point.
Yeah, he can't. He's not going to lose it now, is it? It's his.
No chance. But if you are a Hamilton fan, you might want to close your ears for this next couple of minutes.
I've had some bad races in this review. It's your turn now, Hamilton fans.
Yeah. So, wet race. Hamilton, good start. Him and Raikkonen start 1 and 2. They go off into the distance pretty much, but Hamilton starts to struggle. Wet tyres not holding on for him. Almost gets passed by Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah, it runs wide, doesn't he?
Yeah, runs wide. Raikkonen gets him, decides to pit. Don't like these tyres.
I just can't believe it. I can't believe that. I can't believe it happened.
But all Hamilton had to do was finish second. He could let Kimi by and Kimi could win. Even if Hamilton finished second, he'd have won the championship there and then. But he didn't do that, did he, Elliot?
No.
He decided to pit and beached it. Coming into the pits.
I just don't get why he didn't play it safe. Just like 5 laps earlier. Just get some fresh tyres on. Don't let it be like... Why risk it so much when you've got the championship in one hand? I'll never understand it.
I don't get it either. Crazy.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's hindsight, isn't it? But I mean, he's made up for it since.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said to you at the start, it's the greatest rookie season ever. One of the best seasons ever.
Yeah.
His first retirement in F1. Yeah. Not mechanical, just from a daft decision between him and his team.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point, actually. That's his first retirement of the season as well. So, come at the complete wrong time. But Kimi Raikkonen comes on to win. Alonso second, Massa third.
I think he's still got a 4-point lead, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he got...
I think it is. something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So all comes down to Brazil. Only Hamilton, Raikkonen, and Alonso can win it. Massa's out. Let's see what happens, shall we? Wow, well, crazy.
Can you believe it?
Nope, I can't believe it. So let's set the scene, shall we? Hamilton 4 points clear of Alonso, 7 points clear of Kimi. Last race of the season. Who puts it on pole? Neither of them. Massa's on pole from Hamilton, from Kimi, then Alonso. Is it?
Yeah. Out qualified again.
Massa and Raikkonen get a good start. Hamilton gets swarmed, runs off, goes wide, drops down to 8th. Massa still in the lead from Kimi. Alonso 3rd.
Yeah.
So at this point, Hamilton's on fight back mode.
Yeah.
Starts fighting his way through the grid. Needs to finish 5th to win the title. Gets up to 6th, I think, doesn't he? And
then comes the gearbox glitch. Can you believe that? I mean, as a non-Hamilton fan, even I can't believe the look.
No.
Just a random gearbox glitch. It didn't even make him break down. It was just a random glitch. Fixed itself. On he went. But
so once it finally fixed it, he was down in 18th, and then absolute charge. Went on a charge through the field all the way up to 7th. But while this is going on, Alonso's winning the championship. Alonso's going to win the championship by 1 point. He's in 3rd. Raikkonen's 2nd. Hamilton's out of the points. Alonso's the championship leader as things stand. But then pit stops happen. Massa has a bad pit, comes out in traffic.
But
Raikkonen takes the lead. Raikkonen's winning the race. Massa 2nd. Alonso 3rd. So now Raikkonen's winning the championship.
Yeah.
Hamilton's still trying to come through the field, but he can't do it.
Yeah, I can't believe after all that we've just watched, there's 1 point between 3 drivers. Hamilton and Alonso tie on points.
Yeah.
But I don't really, with 2010 and 2012, it hurts me to think about it. This one, it's quite clear Alonso did not deserve that championship. Did Kimi? Arguably, yes, because he did win it. But I think you've got to say Hamilton deserved that championship.
Yeah.
But no, well, he did, but he didn't because he didn't win it. I don't know.
I mean, Kimi had his bad luck. Kimi had a few retirements. Wasn't just Hamilton.
You'd have to say whoever won it deserves it. It's
Yeah.
just Hamilton's drove such a good season.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Hamilton couldn't get that one, but then again, I'm actually happy Kimi got his title.
Yeah, it's nice for him to have won.
Yeah, to have got that championship under his belt. And he drove a good season, just consistent. Had a bit of a dip after his win in Australia.
Yeah, strange.
Won the first race and the last race.
Yeah.
But again, what a season. What a season.
Yeah, it's I'd say it's in my top 3.
Yeah.
2012, 2010, 2007, 2021 looked good. But obviously Alonso wasn't in the hunt then.
No.
But yeah, to be fair, looking back, Alonso was well off it. He blames the Bridgestone tyres now, but I don't know. I think there's a few things going off. Wasn't loved by his team. He got the tyre issue. New car, but end of the day, it's against the rookie.
Yeah, you do forget that.
Unfortunately for him, the rookie's possibly the greatest of all time.
I didn't know it then, but we saw glimpses of it. I think Canada being one of them. Absolute storm. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. I would 100% recommend going out and watching that if you've got spare 40 minutes or so to go and watch the highlight videos. Such a good season for a neutral. Maybe not for a Hamilton or an Alonso fan.
Do you think was Alonso worse than what you expected?
Yeah, probably. Would you say that's probably one of Alonso's worst years, other than obviously barring his McLaren Honda days? No,
because they were good during them seasons. He just couldn't do out because of his car. I'd say, I'd say his worst season. 2008 he started off a bit shaky because I think he's still trying to sort himself out from this disastrous season.
Yeah.
2004 it wasn't amazing, but 2007 probably his worst. Yeah.
Is that hard to say?
No, I mean at the time, but I've grown up now. I'm over it.
Fair enough.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not. He's not. He really isn't. But
I'm bitter about 2010, 2012 because I feel like he deserved it. Watching this now, it's clear to me, even though I'm very, very biased, I don't think he deserved it.
Yeah,
he's lucky to be on level points for Hamilton here.
Yeah. So, yeah, to recap, Raikkonen wins the championship by 1 point. Hamilton and Alonso on equal points in second, tied second. So, yeah, if you like this, guys and girls, we're going to do it again, I think. We want to do 2012. I know you said you don't like that season either, but that's my first season as well.
That'll be hard to
just done your first season.
What about 2008, 2009?
Yeah, we could do all sorts, really. I mean, if you've got some ideas you want to throw at us in the comments, your favourite seasons that you want us to review and have a look at.
I've never gone back to the Senna days and watched a review.
Yeah, do you know what? That might be a good idea, actually.
Because we've both not watched them, have we?
Yeah, watching a Senna Prost battle or something.
I picked Senna as my number one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll put a comment. We'll put a poll on, see what you guys think.
Yeah.
We have a couple of seasons we'd like to watch.
Yeah, I'll leave you with just one last thought.
Go on then.
Alonso and Hamilton, there's a lot of debate about them both. I know Hamilton's got 7/8 championships. And I know that debate.
/6.
I know that debate's kind of over now, but people will always argue who's better, Alonso or Hamilton. It's just annoying. I know Hamilton's a rookie, but it's annoying that they had one season together. We had the exact same points, exact same wins, and we had to do it on countback.
Yeah.
On countback, actually, Hamilton did win. But they're never going to be in the same team ever again. It's just annoying how they finish on level points.
The one chance they had together to settle the debate, and it finished on equal points, equal wins.
What do you think would win now?
I
can't imagine Alonso won't get rattled as much as he did.
No, yeah. You could tell it got to him that season, I think. Just the fact that Hamilton was a rookie, I don't think he let that get to him again. But then again, Hamilton's also improved, which is scary to think. He's so good.
I don't know, to be fair. I feel like Alonso would... I don't know. The only two drivers that would scare me for Alonso to go up against is Hamilton and Max. I feel like it could have everybody else covered.
Interesting. But we'll never know, unfortunately. So, that's been the 2007 review. I've enjoyed that, have you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Ish.
As much as you can.
Yeah, it still had a decent season. Still won, 4 races?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad second place. Losing by 1 point. But that's been us, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, remember to get in touch on Instagram, Twitter, at Misfits Podcast. Use hashtag Misfits, hashtag MF1. If you get in touch, we're always happy to get back to you. You know, we've always got open ears. Any ideas, any questions, we promise we will get back to you.
Yep, it's been a long one, so hopefully you've stuck around for the duration. If you have, thank you. Thank you again for all the support we're getting. It's been amazing. So until the next one, we'll have a race for you next week, won't we?
Yeah, Imola.
Looking forward to it. Yes, no?
Yeah. No, I am. I just want a bit of a mix-up.
Yeah.
But to be fair with Imola, you've got all these upgrades coming.
Yeah.
Mercedes is upgrade. Apparently Aston Martin got a new front wing, rear wing, floor. Hopefully it spices it up a bit.
Yes, hopefully.
Just brings it all a little bit closer.
Yeah. But it's no 2007 season this year, is it? So
no.
We can live in hope. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for listening. We've been the Misfits. See you next time.
See ya.